How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. I made my Western Conference predictions in my most recent video, so if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you to check it out. Now on to the Eastern Conference. There will be many debates between who the best player is and which young teams will take the next step, but without further ado, here are my Eastern Conference predictions for the 2018-19 NBA season. The number 1 seed, of course, the Boston Celtics, 61 wins. With Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward back, the C's have the deepest team in the NBA and are the clear favorites to reach the finals, no question about that. Brad Stevens is arguably the best coach alongside Greg Popovich. Always gets the best out of his roster, as he's proved in the past, led his team to the number 1 seed in 2017 with an average starting 5, was a win away from reaching the finals without his 2 best players. As their young guys in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum will continue to get better, Kyrie Irving says he's committed long term, will be entering the prime of his career. With him and Hayward missing a combined 103 regular season games, the C's still managed to win 55 games last season. A dynasty in the making. The number 2 seed, the Toronto Raptors, 57 wins. 2 wins short of last season, where they have a new head coach in Nick Nurse. Without a doubt, Kawhi Leonard's a huge upgrade from DeMar DeRozan. If healthy, he'll be a heavy MVP contender. The young core in Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby will continue to improve. Team president Masai Ujiri is looking to go all in this season, aiming to reach the finals. Knowing Kawhi might leave after the season, perhaps his success will convince him to stay. Nonetheless, the Raptors are a very dangerous team looking to reach new heights. The 3 seed, the Philadelphia 76ers, 55 wins. The duo of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons shown major promise and upside at 24 and 22 years old. Simmons will look to elevate his game to another level. I expect Embiid to have a monster MVP type season, putting up around 25 points, 13 rebounds, over 3 block shots, and Simmons to average 18, 9, and 9. Former number 1 pick Markelle Fultz has worked tirelessly to find a new jumper, and looking back to find his rhythm, still only 20 years old, put up around 23, 6, and 6 at the University of Washington. I fully expect him to put up 14 to 18 points a game. Having JJ Redick back is huge, especially shooting 42% from 3, came off averaging 17 a game. Adding Wilson Chandler certainly helps too. I still think Philly's a couple pieces away from serious contention, a potential dogfight in the semis with Toronto. The 4 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks, 48 wins, 4 wins better than last season as the team added key contributors in Pat Connaughton, rookie Dante DiVincenzo, and center Brook Lopez. Despite letting Jabari Parker walk, he wasn't a great fit anyway, had his issues with the franchise. The scary potential of Giannis will allow them to compete. I won't be surprised if the Greek Freak puts up 30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, another legit MVP candidate. New head coach Mike Budenholzer will have the Bucks play faster where Giannis excels. I see him finally getting out of the first round, but the team's simply not that deep. Role players in Malcolm Brogdon and John Henson might have reached their ceiling. While Don Maker was a disaster last season, who knows if he's really as young as his listed age. The 5th seed, the Indiana Pacers, 47 wins. A win short of last season, Indy will remain competitive in the East, being one of the most surprised teams last season, plays with a ton of energy and passion. Where Victor Oladipo will enter the early stages of his prime, I expect 25, 5, and 5 from him. Replace Lance Stevenson with Tariq Evans, who bounced back last season, added Doug McDermott and Kyle O'Quinn. Lottery pick Miles Turner will enter season 4, hasn't had a breakout year yet. At the end of the day, the team lacks another star caliber player outside of Oladipo. Will probably play another tough 7-game first round series, this time against Giannis. The 6th seed, the Washington Wizards, 45 wins. This could be the last year we see the backcourts of Wall and Beal play together. The franchise finished in the mid-40s win column for the last 5 seasons, bounced in the semis 3 of the last 5 years. Dwight Howard will miss the first couple games, dealing with lower back pain, will grab 12 rebounds and get easy lobs from John Wall, but hasn't made much of an impact since his Houston days. The NBA itself doesn't seem to be too excited about the Wizards, giving them only 8 national TV appearances for the season. New role players in Austin Rivers and Jeff Green will help a little bit, but the team didn't add any major piece to contend. I see a 6-game first round exit as one of the stars will demand a trade. The 7th seed, the Miami Heat, going 41-41. The the team still remains the same, won 44 games last season before being bounced by Philly in 5. Hasn't made any noise this past summer, doesn't seem like any of their role players given huge contracts will get any better. Justice Winslow needs to show improvement, will be playing for a contract season. For the most part, this team is just mediocre enough to make the playoffs, will lose easily in the first round. But I will cherish every Dwayne Wade lasting moment, as we'll enjoy one last dance from the legend himself. The 8th and final seed for a playoff spot, the Chicago Bulls, going 39-43. A couple months ago, I predicted the Bulls would win 44 games as the 7th seed. Changed my mind since Lowry Markkanen will miss the first month of the season due to an elbow injury. This means rookie Wendell Carter will have his hands full to produce right from the get-go. Jabari Parker and Zach LaVine will have a fresh start, both coming off knee injuries, both 23 years old. Chris Dunn looked very promising last season, has the potential to become an all-defensive team caliber player, nothing but upside for Chi-Town. The 9th seed, of course, the Detroit Pistons, 35-47. One of the teams that's been stuck in no man's land, the franchise only made the playoffs once in the last 9 seasons. The team actually performed worse after trading for Blake Griffin, who attempted more 3-pointers than his previous 8 seasons combined, not the same as he used to be. Reggie Jackson's been banged up the last 2 seasons. Their best player, Andre Drummond, will continue to put up double-double numbers, but the team don't have a top 30 player, lacks leadership. I doubt having Dwayne Casey will make much of a difference. The 10th seed, another team stuck in no man's land, the Charlotte Hornets, going 33-49. Where Kemba Walker is wasting his prime years on a bad team. Won 36 games each of the past 2 seasons. Hired former Spurs assistant James Borrego as their new head coach. The only thing I look forward to from the team is seeing Tony Parker play in their light blue uniform, which will take some time getting used to. And perhaps some sick dunks from rookie Miles Bridges, who has all the upside to become a great NBA player. The 11th seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 31 wins. Tristan Thompson stated they're still the 4-time Eastern Conference champs, bash other teams, but now without LeBron, Cleveland's simply nowhere near as good. We'll certainly look forward to some of J.R. Smith's silly antics and get a few laughs out of that. Rookie point guard Colin Sexton will be the future of the team, as still have the same role players from last season. Kevin Love will continue to compete, as I expect him to put up 22 and 11 now without LeBron, but the team's extremely weak defensively. I wonder if Tyronn Lue will be on the hot seat. The 12th seed, the Brooklyn Nets, 29-53 overall. This is a very important year for D'Angelo Russell. The 22-year-old point guard will be playing for a contract extension now, as the first option for this team has solid young players in Jared Allen, Spencer Dinwiddie, Joe Harris, and Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. Will finally have their own first-round pick since 2013, have large cap space, good enough to sign 2 max free agents. GM Sean Marks so far leading the team to the right direction. The 13th seed, the Orlando Magic, going 27-55. Newly acquired head coach Steve Clifford will have a lot of figuring out to do. With Aaron Gordon signing a 4-year $76 million contract, he'll be looked upon as the leader of the franchise. Second-year forward Jonathan Isaac will be a guy to watch, but Magic fans should be excited about 6th overall pick Mo Bamba out of Texas, who has amazing upside, a 7'10" wingspan, has all the tools to be a superstar, perhaps their franchise player that will save them from misery. The second to last seed, the New York Knicks, going 23-59, mainly because Kristaps Porzingis won't return till after the All-Star break, still recovering from knee injury. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Enes Kanter will be their main offensive players. Fans will be most excited about the intriguing rookies and Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson. As second-year player Frank Ntilikina will continue to grow, everyone knows New York's not competing for the playoffs this season, but aiming for another high lottery pick. Testing the waters, signing many young players considered a bust, giving them a second chance, like Noah Vonleh, Mario Hezonja, and Emmanuel Mudiay, who will need to show some promise to save their NBA careers. Knicks fans will continue to remain optimistic about the future. And finally, the last seed, the Atlanta Hawks, going 20-62. Dennis Schroeder will be replaced at the point for Jeremy Lin, who's the best player on the team right now. It'll be very interesting to see how rookie Trae Young will play out. The team simply don't have a lot of talent right now, but will have a good chance of landing the #1 pick in 2019. Don't forget, this could also be Vince Carter's last season, as many of you probably forgot he signed with Atlanta. Once again, my Eastern Conference standings predictions: Boston as the number 1 seed, 61 wins, Toronto 57, Philly 55, Milwaukee 48, Indiana 47, Washington 45, Miami 41, Chicago 39, followed by Detroit 35, Charlotte 33, Cleveland 31, Brooklyn 29, Orlando 27, New York 23, and Atlanta 20. Thank you so much for watching this video. What are some surprises you think will happen in the Eastern Conference? How good will Kawhi Leonard be with the Raptors? Can anyone stop Boston? Let me know in the comments below. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe to my channel. More great stuff coming soon. See you next time.